Hello once again everyone, and this part of the video will be the continuation of the concept fraction, decimals, and percentage. From our last video we talked about the operations of fractions, decimals, and percentage, and also on how we apply it to a certain problem. Now in this portion, the content will be how are we going to convert from a fraction to decimal, going to percentage, going to fraction again, and the other way around, or vice versa. Here is the first definition. When we talk about percent refers to parts per hundred. Also, uh, this is the symbol that accompanied by a specific number. We call it 80%, for example. And then, percentage is the result obtained by multiplying a number by a percent. So these two are basic definition for percent and percentage. Now, how to convert between fractions, decimals, and percentage. I have here a triangular illustration which might be help or which is a great help to all of you, which will serve as a basis on how are you going to convert. Starting with the decimal. Okay, we will start here from the uh, top of the triangle, which is the decimal. From decimal to percentage, look at the arrow. This is the base arrow. From decimal going to percentage, all you need to do is multiply the decimal by 100. You will get the value of the percentage. Okay, simple as that. And for the vice versa, percentage going to decimal, so you look at here the arrow, we are just going to divide the percentage by 100 and we will get the decimal value. So that's the opposite around. How about from percentage going to fraction? Okay, take note for this. Percentage going to fraction, we write percentage as numerator, then denominator as 100. Now, after that, we cancel down the values. So that's simply percentage to fraction. And for the vice versa, fraction to percentage, we use equivalent fractions to change denominator to 100, then read off numerator. Again, from fraction going to percentage, we use equivalent fractions to change denominator to 100, then read off numerator. We're gonna show that one to you later. And fractions going to decimals, all we need to do is we let the fraction be our numerator and then divided by, from that fraction that is in a form of numerator over denominator, right? So simply, numerator divided by denominator, we get the value of the decimal. How about from decimal to fraction? All you need to do there is use place value in decimal digits. Again, use place value in decimal digits as we multiply it by 10 raised to n all over 10 raised to n. No? We're gonna show that one later on. So here is a simple example from a given fraction going to decimal, going to percent, and then vice versa. Okay, so here is the rotation. It's gonna be, let me show it to you here. It's gonna be like this. From fraction going to decimal, going to percent. So here is the arrow. There is the arrow. And then from a given percent going to decimal and going to a fraction. So that's how the process goes. Okay, for example, from a fraction 3/4, we divide numerator by denominator, we get the value 0.5. You can double check using your calculators with you. And from decimal going to percent, multiply it by 100, you will get the value 75%. And from percent going to decimal, 75 divided by 100, we get the value 0.5. And decimal to fraction, 0.5 over 1 times 10 raised to n. N refers to the number of decimals, which is this one, 1 and 2. So in this case, that's going to be 0.75 over 1 multiplied by 10 raised to 2 all over 10 raised to 2. Because why is it 2? We count the number of decimals, and the value there in short will have an answer of 3/4. Okay, so simply that's over 100 below, and then 0.75 times 100, you're gonna find that value, and then we reduce it. We're gonna have 3/4 for that. Okay, and now let's complete the table here. Look at here, we have the set of fractions and then convert it to decimal, at the same time converted to percentage. I want you to double check whether it's the correct way. Okay, so from fraction to decimals, you use the process. 2 over 5, you get there 0.4, and then 0.4 times 100, you get there 40%. Same goes with the other given. The same process, we are going to operate the fraction by simply numerator over denominator. How about if it is a mixed number? If it is a mixed number, all you need to do is to convert first your mixed number to an improper fraction by simply doing 2 times 1, that's 2, plus 1, that's 3 over 2. So after that, 3 over 2, 3 divided by 2, that's going to be 1.5. Same goes with here, 5 times 1, which is 5, plus 1, that's 6. So 6 over 5, but that's going to be 1.2. Same goes with here. Okay, all you need to do is to convert first your mixed number to an improper fraction and then operate that fraction by simply numerator divided by the denominator. Okay, so you do the following here below, and please confirm if you will get these answers. I'll give you time for that. Okay, so you could pause while doing that process, and after that, once you're done, thank you for doing. Here is a sample problem. Let's read. uh, Faye is planning to buy a new car, and to avail of a lower monthly amortization, which is the value she needs to pay, she must pay 30% of the purchase price of a 648,000 pesos as down payment. How much should she save for the down payment of her car? Which means what should be that value that she needs to pay as her down payment for Faye. All you need to do is to, as we should situate the problem, 30% of the value 648,000. All we need to do there is simply multiply it. Okay, so here is the process: 648,000 divided multiplied by 0.30%. All we have to do is multiply it manually. That's going to be 194 and 400 pesos. So 194,400 pesos. Therefore, she needs to save 194 and 400,000. Again, 194,000 and 400 pesos for the down payment of the car. Okay, there you go for that. How about this one? You took advantage of 20% being offered by an appliance center. You purchased a smart TV worth 300,000 pesos. How much was the discounted price of the TV? Okay, which means discounted price of our TV, simply 300,000 pesos multiplied by 20%, and 20% in decimal, that's going to be 0.020. And all we need to do there is to find first our discounted amount, and once we have the discounted amount, we subtract the discounted amount from our original value. Okay, so we do the process like this. So 300,000 times 0.20, we get 60,000. So this is the discount amount. And after that, 300,000 subtracted by 60,000 pesos. And once you get the answer, therefore the discounted price all over is the 240,000 pesos. Okay, so the 60,000 pesos here is the 20% of 300,000. So please take note for that. And here, the marked price of an item was 790 pesos. The store offered 200 pesos off on the item. What was the rate of the discount? Again, if we're talking about the rate, there should be the percent symbol. Okay, if we're talking about the rate. And once we do that, we need to have we need to use the value here, 790 and 200. And how are we gonna do that? So shown here, R is equal to P over B. P stands for the percent off, which is 200% off. I mean 200, yeah, 200 pesos off. 200 pesos off for the P. B is the base amount, which is 790. So amount of our item. After that, 200 all over 790, we get 0.25316. And as we multiply it to 100 to find the rate, which is 25.32. 32 is already round off because it's 31316, so we round it off to the nearest two decimal point. Therefore, the rate of discount is 25.32%. And that ends our discussion. If you have further question, you can comment down below and then wait for me to respond. I hope you're doing your best and have a good day, everyone.